Okay, so those Blackberries, those mobile phones, those inboxes overflowing with information, technology that we need supposedly to make our lives a lot easier and a lot more helpful. If they crash and burn, then it makes you more stressful. But there are other technologies out there that help with stress. Sure. And of course, Dermot Dennehy is the UK MD of Philip Stein Uk. These watches that, in fact, Andy is swearing by, I mean, how do they actually work? What's the
Well, what it does
here?
is the technology was developed by energy scientists in the States 20 years ago. And it works with the parts in the watch, namely the coil, which creates a magnetic field, and the battery, which creates an electrical field. And the third part of the signal is the technology, and it pulses into your wrist through an acupuncture point. Wearers of the watch then experience they sleep deeper, they've got more energy, and they're calmer in stressful situations. And that is how it works.
So what's the duration of time then? You put this watch on,
Yep.
How quick are you going to be de-stressed?
That's a very, very common question, and it really does depend on you, right? It depends on your circumstances, where you live, why you live. Are you happy? Are you sad? Are you healthy? Are you unhealthy? Do you work hard? Do you not? So it really does depend on you. For me, it took a couple of weeks. And it wasn't I who noticed it was my wife who noticed it, and that's also quite a common thing as well.
Were you sort of making more cups of tea, or?
Well, I think she just found I was probably a nicer guy to be around at the time. I was told I wasn't shouting at the kids as often as what I used to, and I've noticed that. I mean, I've noticed quite a lot of things, but for me, it's the fact that I'm a lot calmer.
Vicky, who's been in touch with us here at Dermot, she wants to know: does the watch actually work like a magnetic bracelet?
No, it's completely different. The magnetic therapy is a great therapy. It does what it does. And there are magnetic braces out there which you can buy in various places for various prices. And you know, we say that they do what they do. Ours is completely different. The main difference is that is a passive technology. In other words, once you put it on your wrist, it just works with your body over a period of time. Ours is an oscillating technology. It's an active technology. So the signal that we send into your body goes in between 7 and 9 times every second. So it can be 7.1, 8, 8.6, up and down, so your body won't actually get used to it.
Okay, all right, but there's the technology for you. Hopefully that'll help you if you do suffer with stress. Time is against us. Jessica in Glasgow, final question from Jessica. She wants to know, is it not true that bringing up a family is the most stressful thing one person can do? Women have been doing this since time immemorial. Why all the fuss now? Why are we so bad now in this 21st century, Jane?
I have 2 children. I have a daughter who's 13 and a son who'll be 12 now in January. And I think that a lot of it is about your expectation as a parent. And I think a lot of the things is the children know a lot more. The children, you know, can go on and Google and come up with all these different things and questions and want to know different answers for different solutions. And I think, again, it's their sort of expectation in life. You know, if they've got a friend who's got the latest Wii, as my son tells me, or the latest pony, or the latest clothes or whatever, I think as a parent is how you manage that. And I think that wasn't there 20, 30 odd years ago, certainly when I was a child. So again, I think it's about the expectations of life, and I think all of that then makes it far harder in this day and age to bring up a family. I think as a female, I'm married, I've got a home, I've got children, I've got a business, and perhaps, you know, when do I make time for myself? And that can often be difficult, I think, as a woman in this day and age, because you've got so many different commitments coming from so many angles, and just very simple things like, you know, at the end of the day, if possible, you know, just go and have a bath, just have some me time, which is not going to get rid of perhaps all of those stresses that are coming from your children or the other angles of being a family.
Feeling guilty though with me time.
Of course they do.
Of course they do. Guilty. If anybody is feeling really stressed, is there a website they can go to for more information?
They can. We have a website which is www.nationalstressawarenessday.co.uk, or a shortened version of that is www.nsad, so that's nsad.co.uk. We have a helpline today from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m, and I believe that the number will be coming up on the screen. And anybody who wants any further advice, we've got experts, all of them who are members of the International Stress Management Association, manning those phones.
Okay. Andy Henderson, also Dermot Dennehy and Jane Thomas, thanks very much for joining us today. National Stress Awareness Day. Don't get stressed, just chill out. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.